What's up? 2 weeks out from the Olympia. I think my Skeletor face is coming in well. I kind of low on time today, so I'm at the gym at the Muscle Factory, and today is a pull session. I trained this one 9 weeks ago for what y'all saw. I did do it last week, don't worry. So I don't have a lot of time actually because I got behind, so had this pull session due. I did get in from Cynthia James some new posing trunks, which I was hoping to try on and run through my posing rounds. Then also I need to go for a dry needle session. So I don't have a lot of time to get my workout in, so we're gonna jump right into it, update you all along the way what's going on. So this week visuals have been pretty consistent with what they've been last week. I did come down in body weight a little bit earlier in the week and kind of been moving food up and down based around that. So usually I'm just adding some carbs. So usually my carbs are 515 grams on train days. I train 6 days a week, and just adding in like 40 grams will kind of pick my weight back up and then might drop back down. But I've been floating around 234 to 235 fasted in the morning. But man, visuals look super sharp. 2 meals in and about a gallon of fluid. I train, I'm about another pound up. Man, I look like I could walk on stage nearly like that. I kind of estimate with water and GI and etc. probably another 2 pounds down for actual stage weight. But we'll see. Kind of at a weird mental spot with you're ready. I'm constantly assessing like, should I still pull more body fat off or not? But when I look overall, like I can say like it's the best version of John that I've seen. So I just have to rest assured that that is what will be the best going on stage for me. So the diet right now hasn't changed much, just between this 515 to 545 grams of carbs, 50 grams of fat, and about 320 grams of protein. Non-train days, it doesn't change much on the fat protein side, just carbs come down to 275 grams. One thing that has been helpful, that I'm focusing on a lot, is trying to figure out getting my waist smaller. Not that it's big or anything, but the more control the better. I ran out of asparagus one day and I noticed a big improvement, which is asparagus is high in food mop, so some fermentable carbs in it. And it's funny, like way back in 2015, I was using like all asparagus and it became a problem. And swapping it out, it relieved it. So I've had it in for one meal, but removing that and just going to spinach, it's like tremendously different. Even like post-training, posing, waist control so much better. So leaving that out now too. My salad in the evening, like that's gone. I just do some green beans. So all the volumes are reduced. Fiber, total dietary fibers around 30 grams per day right now. And that's been keeping bowels in check, but also waist control in check. First exercise here, just a straight bar pull down, kind of just total lat trap focus here. 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps. Check out my 9-week out video because that's where I give a lot of details on instruction in that one. So for our pull down, moving on to T-bar row, focus on upper back. 3 sets here, 8 to 12 reps. Been not changing step count, still been around, hit 10,000 every day pretty much. No cardio because I've already been dieted down for a long time. So people are like, wow, he's not doing cardio. Well, I did it dieting for Toronto, and once ready, I can pull it back to just manage fatigue. So no cardio in place, no clean in place. One thing that is impactful for me, like overall I feel great. I'm prepped, like food's high, like training's good. The only thing that feels like prep is sleep, is deranged. It's 5 to 6 hours in, I'll wake up to pee. After that, it's real scattered. Was it 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago? Right when I was like, hey, I'm gonna diet down a little bit, I pulled out some Nandrolone and added in Trin. Oh man, I've had it in before, but I don't know, this time I really noticed the sleep impact. And he was like, you know what? I'm not even dieting now. Like food's back up. Like why do I need this for muscle retention? It doesn't even make sense. So just completely removed it. Now all I have now is test and mast. I have some Winstrol in hand, which I'm likely going to use that just these last 2 weeks. but that'll be it. So it's pretty simple stack design. Head of the forums, like I lay out all the dosages and everything exactly, but where I move that and sleep's already improved. So, but still, it's not quite the same until you get a little bit of body fat on you. It's just a point being is don't assume you have to do things just because you're in prep. Like you have to use clean, you have to use train. Like this, you have to use multiple orals. It's purely based on need. Like you need to be able to justify the reason you're making choices to add things in or take things out. If you do that, that's truly when you'll have a personalized design for you, for optimizing your results, but also mitigating some of the health detriment that occurs. A lot of people just want to throw it all in just because, again, like do this, like I'm going on 13 years now bodybuilding. Like if that was my approach, I likely wouldn't be here, or I wouldn't have a lot of time after bodybuilding. So make your choices wisely. All right, so next exercise, doing a seated cable lat biased row. I do a staggered stance. I found that I get a little bit more of those horizontal lat fibers lengthened that way versus using the same leg to brace as the same arm that I'm rowing with. So I am twisted a little bit, the shoulder that's working away from the pulley. So those lat fibers have to kind of wrap around the rib cage more and turn their lengthened out more. So loading them more lengthened potentially might have a little bit more hypertrophy stimulus. Guys, don't get over caught up in the current loaded lengthened research right now. Partial range of motion lengthened versus full range of motion. Now everyone's chasing like, oh, just load lengthened partials. It's a mix of both, and that's how your program should be. So it should be a very heavily focused on full range of motion. You're gonna have a lot of movements that load mid-range, and those are your money movements. Like don't try to chase down just loaded lengthened partials. There's places for them. We've been doing this for years. So something comes out research-wise and all of a sudden everyone jumps ship to just try to make their program look like that. But in actuality, it should be based around the exercise choices that you have, your safety and injury profiles, and also your needs analysis for what you should be training. Anyway, that movement's done. Let's talk Olympia. 2 weeks out. It feels like it's taking forever to get here. I'm ready. I'm like, let's do this thing. It's still a constant mental struggle of where I'm at and making sure for my own self I represent to the standard I want on stage and make sure that's reflected when I see these stage pics. That's really all I want out of this, is like knowing I nailed it at the Olympia for myself. People are gonna hate on you, they're gonna love you. Either way, if you get on stage looking your best or your worst, it goes either way. So this isn't about anyone else, but making sure I nail it for me. As far as placements, predictions, outcomes, I can't control any of that. So I see it out there, and it's just blockers on. Even blockers the people that, you're gonna be top 5, John. That's ridiculous. You don't know that, so don't tell people that. Or you shouldn't be telling people you're gonna be last call out either. Like you don't know and you don't have control, but predictions are fun. I like my own predictions as well. But what I do have control of and what I do in here right now at this moment, and I'm doing every single thing and not leaving anything untouched as far as like my routine and my posing, putting maximum effort, posing, and can I pose for 10 minutes straight and hit all those poses correctly, training wise. Am I executing every rep as focused as I was when I was 12 weeks out? My step counts, am I hitting those routine? Mentally, staying in a positive mindset, keeping things in my control that I have, and setting aside the things that I don't. Those are all the things that I focus on daily. And adding those days up, hopefully the outcome of what I see on stage is something I'm really proud of. And it probably is always areas that we're gonna improve on. So that's where I'm at mentally. I love it. I love bodybuilding. I'm so thankful to be able to walk on the open Olympia stage. You never know. This could be my last chance to ever do it. You don't know life and what happens. So I am going to praise the moment like it is. And everything evolving around it, meeting people, everything, I'm gonna love it. It's a peak moment for me. Next exercise, getting into a hammer strength isolateral low row. So elbows kind of finish up moving upwards in the back. So it's kind of more of a shrug pattern. So this day has a little bit more upper back focus to it. 3 sets here, 8 to 12 reps. Thank Renee. She washed my straps. They smelled so bad. These things get terrible. Actually, the Velcro works better since I washed them, which didn't seem like that would be the case. Next exercise, I'm going to be doing a compound set, rear pec deck fly with dumbbell hammer curl. Do 3 sets of each, just back to back, moving between them. It's not taxing since they're just isolation exercises. And I stay a little bit higher rep, 12 to 15 reps on these. This Saturday is my 6-year anniversary with Renee. Bless her, because I think I'm prepping every year for our anniversary. She's everything. She is my biggest support system. We are getting on the Olympia stage pretty much because she supports me so much. She's part of my team, and I'm thankful for have that conducive environment. It makes it so low stress. Like, I know I'm her priority, and I feel so much love from her, and I want to just make sure like I can give it back. And that's been a big focus on this prep too, is keeping those relationships strong even though I'm bodybuilding. And I think it just keeps improving over the years as well. So I have some cool stuff planned for our anniversary. She's editing this video, so I can't tell y'all, but watch her stories and maybe you'll see it. Anyway, we're also planning our vacation too. So something like, hey, I want to make sure Renee has the Olympia experience of a vacation. So we're going to Banff, Canada in December. We're going to go Thanksgiving for Florida, straight from Florida, Canada to Banff. I didn't think I'd be going to Canada 3 times this year, but it looks beautiful up there. Just winter wonderland, frozen over lakes, snow, mountains. Like, that's the kind of vacation we want. Warm, cozy fires, you know. So I want to make sure she has an awesome time. We both will, and she owes it just for the support that she gives me, and really look forward to it. So cherish those ones that are on prep with you. They have to endure a lot because of the bodybuilding lifestyle. Right, that wraps up the training session for the day. So shorter back workout. I'm gonna have these posing trunks from Cynthia James, and I told her my last ones I need a smaller butt because I want to show that booty, but also the last ones were bigger, and also smaller straps because they were starting to slide down my hips. So she gave me 3 different ones, so thank her. And also, like, she makes the best suits. She makes them for all the open Olympia guys with different trunk colors. Is it weird? Like, tell me which ones y'all think. But I have like a teal color, and then there's more of a blue kind of teal, then also like a kind of a navy blue. And her rule is no one on stage can wear the same trunks, or it can't be more than 2 people. So here are our options. I think for me, I like these teal. Try these on. Trunks are on. Overall, they fit really good. Hold up on the hips. Small little butt, so it shows the glutes. I like them. I think they worked out perfect. Can run through these poses here and see how they look. But overall, I think we'll have these and then a backup option for stage. We will head over to dry needling now. Get some tissue work done. I left off the bicep work today because I was a little irritated, so one of those things that cropped up on me. This has been a rush of a day, but I did get in to have my dry needling chiropractic work done. I go see Dr. Justin Reyna here. He's in San Antonio, Texas. His business is The Modern Movement. He works out of New Era Wellness. They're a dual business together, but I've seen Justin for a few years now, and he just keeps getting better and better at what he does. It's phenomenal, his skill set. So He has all types of different certifications, one being a chiropractor, but also can do dry needling, Graston, new fit therapy, shockwave, new fit, you name it. He understands the physique needs extremely well for what it takes with managing my fatigue from training and making sure we're not going in there doing too much to where I can still train the next day. So right now in prep, we're basically just trying to manage tissue the best that we can to get me to stage. But then post shows when we'll have to really address any type of like dysfunctions that I have, or my range of motions are pretty good, my mobility is pretty good, but it's more so there's probably some strengthening in tissues that I need to take care of. But we'll have to go to a deeper level when I have the resources to actually recover from it. So today's session was focused on doing dry needling, which is extremely effective with the TENS unit set up on it to actually get in, relax tissues, but send actually stimulus like they're contracting them to cause some adaptive change to that tissue. But it's been vastly improvements in my ability to recover between these sessions. It's pretty phenomenal. So doing some work in my vastus lateralis around my knee has been a big one, especially with posing. I put a lot of rotational torque on my knee, so I'll end up getting stuff around the knee, but also in my hip too. So we had some dry needling in my right hip, and then also with posing, I really have to go into a lot of like lumbar flexion, and it really loads my spine and creates a lot of, I end up kind of inflaming some disc. So end up doing some dry needling into my psoas from the backside and in my hip as well, in my hamstring. Then also, my main issue that's been cropping up is something in my bicep. And so working around that area, and we think that actually might be coming up more so even into my rotator cuff. And from that having some dysfunction in it, ends up affecting my ability to brace the shoulder and stabilize it. So I have less output in my shoulder movements, my arm movements, and I actually have like some discrepancies in size between, and it might be more so the root issue is the rotator cuff, but things to explore more in the off season. That was like an hour and a half session. That and racing through training a little bit left me pretty taxed. So 2 weeks out, I'm ready to go. I'm super excited. I looked at my post-workout footage again from training, and I really, really like the look. I was 237 posing, and man, like, there's not a drop-off in condition. I actually look a little sharper from the backside. I think in my lower back I lose a little bit, but I gained so much in my other shots of fullness. I think that's the thing with the open, is that you don't want to just chase condition in the open. Like, I think some of the other divisions that's there, like classic physique, it's very condition-based. But for the open, you absolutely do need to make sure you have a balance of like that round full look too. So sacrificing that for like a little bit more condition might not be worth it. I think especially for me, until I build up even more size, I can then sacrifice some of that fullness to come down to get more condition. But for right now, I think this might be the best look for me to go on stage. But anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in. I'll have another video coming out from 1 week out, and I will talk to you then.